my motto, nothing's ever holding back.
Hello and welcome back to the Lone Road iRacing podcast. I'm your host, Guy Robertson, and today we're going to tackle a topic that every iRacer, whether you're brand new or have been racing for years, has probably struggled with at some point: the iRacing acronyms. If you've ever scrolled through forums, joined a Discord chat, or read a race recap, you've probably come across terms like SR, IR, SOF, or FFB, and thought, what on earth does all that mean? Well, by the end of this episode, you'll not only know what these acronyms mean, you'll also know where to find them in iRacing, how to use them to your advantage, and why they're all so important. We're going to start with the top 10 most common acronyms that every iRacer should know. After that, we'll dive into a bonus section, the top 10 most unusual or lesser known acronyms that might come up in forums, patch notes, or hosted sessions. These are the ones that sometimes confuse even experienced iRacers. So buckle up and let's get started. Number 1 on the top 10 most common iRacing acronyms is SR, which stands for Safety Rating. Safety Rating, or SR, is probably one of the most important numbers in iRacing for us all. This is essentially a measure of how clean you race. Every off-track, collision or avoidable spin counts as an incident, and iRacing tracks these to calculate your SR. You'll see it in your driver profile and on your license overview screen. The higher your SR, the safer you're considered as a driver. It's important because your SR influences license promotions or demotions. For example, if your SR drops too low, you might be demoted to a lower license class, even if your pace is strong. A tip here: don't chase iRating at the expense of your SR. Clean racing is always rewarded in the long run. Think of SR as your sim racing reputation. You want to protect it. Moving into number 2 is IR, or iRating. This is iRacing's hidden skill ranking system. Every time you race in an official session, iRacing calculates your performance relative to your competitors. Finish above expectation and your iRating goes up. Finish below and guess what? It goes down. Your iRating is visible on your driver profile and in the race results screen. It's what determines your race splits. Higher iRating drivers compete in tougher splits, while lower iRating drivers compete against drivers at a similar level. Here's an important point: iRating doesn't measure your safety or discipline. It's purely about results. That's why sometimes a clean driver with a low iRating can be faster in practice, but ends up in easier splits. Always remember, IR is a guide, not a reflection of your skill as a driver. Our third acronym is SOF, or Strength of Field, and it measures the average iRating of all the drivers in the race. You'll see it on the results page, and it's something serious competitors pay attention to. A high SOF race is more valuable because your iRating gains are larger, and it usually means tougher competition. Conversely, winning a low SOF race might not increase your iRating too much. For example, imagine you win a race against drivers averaging 2000 IR. You'll gain less IR than finish in the top 5 of a race averaging 4000 IR. SOF is all about context. It's a good reminder that not all wins are created equal. Then we're into INC, Now, I didn't really know this one, but it means incident points. INC or incident points track mistakes like collisions, off tracks and spins. These points are critical because they directly impact your safety rating. You'll see them during races as overlays or in the black box after the session. Every contact costs points, and too many points can trigger penalties, including DQ, which we'll get on to soon. A tip: watch your incident points in real time, especially in long endurance races. Sometimes it's smarter to back off rather than to risk a risky overtake, and that could cost you multiple incidents. Now we're going to come back in a minute and we're going to look at what DQ stands for and what it means and how we can understand it more. DQ or disqualification is when you're removed from a session, usually for exceeding incident limits or failing to serve a penalty. It's brutal. I've been there. Not only do you lose the race, but your safety rating and iRating take a hit. DQs are common on high incident tracks like Bathurst or the Nordschleife. Rule of thumb: stay aware of your incidents and remember that finishing cleanly, even if it's a bit slower, is often better than pushing too hard and getting DQ'd. Very closely followed by DQ is DNF, or did not finish. DNF stands for did not finish. You might crash, have mechanical failures in endurance races, or leave a session early and the race marks you as a DNF. DNFs impact your iRating and in some cases your safety rating. While less severe than a DQ, consistent DNFs can stall your progression, so aim to finish every race, even if it means setting for a lower position. TT. Now, some of us might have heard of TT or read across it somewhere on a forum or on iRacing. TT stands for time trial. These are solo sessions where you race against the clock rather than other drivers. Your lap times and consistency are tracked, but your iRating is not affected. TTs are perfect for improving consistency, practicing tricky corners, or testing setups without the pressure of other cars. They also contribute to your time trial rating, or TTR, which is our next acronym. So, speaking of TTR, it's a rating that measures how consistently you perform in time trials. It's as simple as that. It's visible in your driver profile and gives you a sense of how well you can drive a clean, repeatable lap. Some drivers use TTR as a benchmark to track improvement before heading back into a wheel-to-wheel race. Think of it as a practice focused on iRating. What about MPR? Now, some people may not have come across MPR, but as we're going to hear, MPR, or minimum participation requirement, is the minimum number of races or TTs you must complete in a season to qualify for a license promotion. So it's really important. Even if your safety rating qualifies you for promotion, failing to meet your MPR will prevent your license from advancing. Check your license progress screen to make sure you've completed enough sessions. If not, jump into TTs or jump into some races that will give you your promotion you've been working really hard for. And finally, the 10th one in our top 10 of common acronyms is FFB, or force feedback. This is how your wheel communicates what the car is doing. You feel grip changes, curbs, bumps and slide through your hands. You can adjust it in the options, controls, force feedback strength, The right FFB setup improves car control dramatically. Too strong and it's fatiguing, too weak and you lose critical feedback. Dial it in for the best driving experience. So that's the top 10, viewers and listeners, for the most common acronyms on iRacing. And there's a couple there that are new to me as well, so it's all a learning curve. So we're going to be back in a minute and we're going to talk about the top 10 most unusual acronyms on iRacing that you may have never heard of. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Our 7th strange acronym is TSR. TSR, I was wondering, what the hell can TSR mean? It basically stands for Track Surface Rating. It's an unofficial metric sometimes shared by setups or telemetry apps to indicate track grip. It's not in the official iRating stats, but racers who chase optimal setups swear by it. Moving on to number 8 is DP, known as Dirt Patch. It indicates areas of track where dirt or debris is going to accumulate. iRacing's dynamic debris system makes DP readings relevant for tyre wear and loss of grip, but it's rarely referenced outside advanced setups. What about LOA? LOA, listeners and viewers, means limit of adhesion, the point at which tyres lose grip, often discussed in tyre heating strategies. It's more of a physics term than an official iRating acronym, and many newer iRacers have never even heard of it. And finally, we're going to finish with PB. Probably an important one that we've probably heard of, but it's still comes under the unusual bracket. It means personal best. Your fastest lap on a given track and car combo. While common in other racing games, iRacing tracks PBs in complex ways, including online ghost laps, which is more technical than casual sims. So there we have it, folks. If we've gone through some of the top 10 most common acronyms on iRacing to the top 10 some of the most unusual ones. If you've got any others that you're unsure of or you want me to do some research for you, drop me a line on social media or use the show's email. We're going to be back in a minute just to discuss some important news that iRacing announced this week. Some breaking news on iRacing this week that has blown the forums right up. As of September the 25th, 2025, Laguna Seca WeatherTech Raceway is no longer included in the base package for new iRacing subscribers. Existing members retain access to the track at no additional cost, even if their accounts were lapsed and later reactivated. This change follows a long-term renewal agreement between iRacing and the track owners, ensuring its continued presence in the service for years to come. But the announcement has sparked a flurry of reactions from the iRacing community. Many users feel that iRacing is prioritising profit over community goodwill. One Reddit user remarked, "Amazing that after all this time, iRacing can still find ways to make their model even less value to their customers." Well, some community members speculated that it's licensing agreement terms that may restrict iRacing from offering the track for free. A user noted that there have been rumours in the past that their licensing agreements sometimes have terms preventing them from making the content free. So basically, we're getting mixed perspectives, but as I said, it blown the forums up this week. While some defend the move, arguing that if players can afford the subscription fees, then they can afford to purchase the track. Others expressed disappointment over the change. The decision aligns with broader trends in the gaming industry, though, where developers occasionally shift previously free content to paid models. However, the backlash highlights the delicate balance between monetization and maintaining the community trust. For new iRacing members, Laguna Seca is a track that is used in many races, many cars, and many different disciplines. Existing members can continue to enjoy the track without any changes. The community's response underscores the importance of transparent communication and the value of long-standing relationship between developers and the user base. Well, I'm sure this will run for a few more weeks yet, and it'll be interesting to see if iRacing come back with some responses. That's a real interesting little news bulletin this week, folks. Well, that's the end of this week's podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new about acronyms, whether they're the most common ones or some of the more unusual ones. Don't forget to give me some subjects for future episodes in the email. And don't forget to like and leave some feedback wherever you pick up the podcast from. Just want to thank everybody for listening and watching. Happy iRacing, and I'll see you on the track soon.
Whatever it takes, we're racing, we're in the zone. Whatever it takes, we push hard, never alone. I'm in the cockpit, the engines roar, hear me now. We're racing circles, got a hustle made a vow. Chasing victory, it's all or nothing on the track. Sweet is my motto, nothing's ever holding back. Whatever it takes, we're racing.